What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Derek, and we are coming in with some free picks for Tuesday, June 11th on PrizePicks and on Sportsbooks. We're going to be talking a little bit about this Mavericks and Celtics game, give you guys my input on what I think is going to happen in the game, and give you some picks for the game, tell you what my opinion on what I think might happen is. But of course, before we do that, let's do a little deep dive into everything that I hit on PrizePicks in the last couple days. I have been on vacation. I was down in Georgia for a little bit, hanging out with some friends. So I wasn't doing super heavy gambling, but I was placing a few PrizePicks slips, maybe working around 15 to 20 minutes a day. Probably less, honestly. Probably like 10 minutes a day I was placing slips. So I did miss a few slips that banged, but I did get a lot of wins. So let me show you guys those. So first we had this, what was supposed to be a 4-man. It reverted down to a 2-man because of some DNPs. But we had Krasno to go less than 7.5. Map 1 headshots, and Kiro to less than 5.5, and that easily banged. We also got this 10x. This one was actually today. We had Norway to go less than 6, Idas Balance to go less than 4, Pepzor to go more than 14, and Easy to go more than 9. So we hit this 10x. Also, guys, something you might notice is I'm placing less money on each slip. Before I was placing like $65, $100 sometimes. And that's because I've run into some limits on PrizePicks. So unfortunately, right now I'm limited to $1,000 per day, which really, really sucks. Honestly, I mean, it's not terrible because last month I made over $10,000 in profit betting on sports. So, you know, the fact that they're even letting me bet on PrizePicks still is a blessing. But yeah, guys, I did get hit with some $1,000 limits. And so if it pops up, I'll show you guys. But I'm just reducing the amount of money that I'm placing on each slip so that I can get more money down on more stuff and not have to nuke like one slip, for example. Because if I'm betting 65 or 100, you know, I'm going to hit that limit much faster and I'm not going to be able to get my money down on different things. And so, you know, I'm honestly content with spreading out my money, placing less on each slip. Sometimes like $32.50, sometimes $20, sometimes even $10, you know. But yeah, that's just addressing that. We also had this 2-man. This was a discount, I believe. The Caden Clark plus Asia Wilson. It was slashed from like 42.5 to 35.5. So I paired that in a 2-man with Z4KR to go less than 15.5. Map 1 through 2 headshots. He's been cashing on this line for like 5 straight games. I think there was like an error line at one point where he was less than 20. And since then, they've just been constantly putting his number out high, and I'm not really sure why, but we've been slamming it and hitting it every single time. So we're going to continue that until they fix his line, I guess. We also had this League of Legends slip, 10x on Saturday. Free Kowski, less than 2.5. Alvaro, less than 0.5. He's a support, so they don't get kills, really. Kinatu, less than 6. And Yuhi, less than 10.5. So we hit that 10x for over $300 in profit. And then back-to-back, we had this 2-man cash, this 1-unit 2-man. Taylor Flint, less than 4.5 interceptions. He had 0. And Rocky Rodriguez to go less than 50.5 passes attempted. He barely even got half of that, and so that was an easy cash. We also had this 4-man power, which reverted down to a 3-man power. We used some of the same props in this one. We had Xavier Arrigawa to go less than 5 clearances, and he also got 0. So this was a very, very, very sweat-free cash. We had a DMP here, but still, who doesn't love a 3-man power cash? We're almost done. It was a long weekend. We had a lot of cashes, so I think we got like 3 more wins to look at. But we had this CFL. If you guys don't know what that is, it is Canadian Football League. You might be looking at this like, how are you betting on football right now? It's because there's Canadian Football League, and I believe there's United or Ultimate Football League, or something like that. But yeah, we were using some CFL correlation. So we had this quarterback to go over his passing yards and his receiver to go over his receiving yards. And then we had the same thing on the other side, except this wide receiver ended up not playing. But this quarterback went over his passing yards, thankfully. So we had another 3-man power cash, 25 to 118. Talking about that 2-man power that we had on CS2, we also had this one. We had Pepzor to go more than 13.5 and Easy to go more than 9. So we cashed out another 2-man with these 2 DMPing. And then, yeah, we already saw this. So, yeah, those were the wins for this weekend, guys. I think that's like the last 3 days. We've been doing pretty good. We've been running pretty hot on PrizePicks. So I'm excited to give you guys these picks for today. We're going to be giving you guys some similar types of slips, some CS2, some more correlation, I believe, in like baseball and hockey. And to do this, I'm going to go inside of my Discord where a lot of these plays are posted. and I'm going to go straight to the PrizePicks channel. If you guys are new here, I am a part of the Juiced Bets Discord, and we are a Discord that drops profitable plays for PrizePicks, UnderDog Fantasy, Sleeper, Chalkboard, all these DFS platforms, as well as straight sports books as well. We have bots, and when I say bots, I just mean like automated systems that find you profitable bets on sports books, so like FanDuel, DraftKings, etc. And then we have cappers, if you want to call them cappers. We call them sharps. Basically people that find value on PrizePicks and UnderDog Fantasy, and they just send out these plays 24/7 around the clock. We get a very high volume of quality plays, for example, PrizePicks. And so if you guys want to join, there is a free 3-day description, link in the description. And I highly recommend it because these guys have made me a lot of money. And it's super easy. It honestly takes less than 10 minutes a day to tail these picks. Literally all you have to do is click on the link and place the bet. It's very easy money. And I'm very glad to endorse the Juiced Bets Discord. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys some of these picks. So if you're watching this on Monday, June 10th at night, some of these picks are going to be available to you now. But even if you're watching this the next day, Tuesday, June 11th, there are going to be some picks that are available for Tuesday. So for example, this pick, it has a hockey game that is going on tonight. So if you're watching this tonight, you can get this in. But if you're watching this on Tuesday, don't worry. There's going to be some picks for you as well. So this first one, we have Brandon Montour to go less than 21.7.5 time on ice. And Alexander Barkov to go less than 21.5 time on ice. And so the reason why this stack is good, basically we're using a strategy called correlation, and it's super simple. Basically on the back end, we see that these two players are connected. Basically they are correlated with their time on the ice. When one player goes under, another player is likely to go under on the same team as well. And same thing, for them to both go over. If one player goes over, it's very likely that the other player is going to go over. And this is why being in a Discord is so important, working with people who are smarter than you, because we're finding these edges, these correlations, and we're applying them to our PrizePicks slips. Basically, we run models and we run statistical tests to see which two players are the most correlated. And so this is how you're going to beat PrizePicks, by placing things that are correlated. So if one thing happens, it's likely that the other thing is going to happen. So basically, this is just one pick instead of two picks, if that makes sense. And we are doing the exact same thing with Jada and Nilo to go less than their kills. These two players are playing in the same game. They're playing against each other in this game called Valorant. And the way the game works is if it goes to less rounds, let's say one team is dominating the other team, they're not going to get that many kills, right? That's less opportunities for both teams to get more kills if it's, a blowout and there's less rounds. And so if we place these two players to go under their kills, it's likely they're both going to go under if one team blows out the other team. And so we're just looking at who is favored to win the game. We're looking at these kill lines and we're saying, hey, where can we, place two players that maybe don't get that many kills and are inside of a game where one team is heavily favored to both go under their kills. And these things are correlated as well. And so this is a very good PrizePicks slip, heavily correlated. We got people in the same game that are connected. And, these slips hit literally every single day. I show you guys the proof. And the proof is inside of our channels as well. Our winning slips channels and our member success channels, as well as our juiced win channels. We show all of these wins. So I know I'm talking a lot, but I just like to explain everything in the Discord for people who are new here and explain the strategy. So next we have League of Legends. This is Tuesday, 6 p.m. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get this in if you're watching this video on Tuesday. We have nobody to go more than 6, Beanie to go more than 9, Dimitri to go less than 5.5, and 5K to go less than 9. So you might notice that these lines are changed, or maybe one player is removed. In that case, you just want to be careful because that means the slip got bumped. If you don't know what bumped means, it means the line has changed. So maybe you go here and it says more than 7 kills, right? Or Beanie says more than 9.5 kills. So that's going to reduce the value of the slip. We are getting these slips as soon as the lines drop, meaning as soon as PrizePicks puts out these League of Legends projections. And so we are getting the most profitable, most valuable slips possible. So if the line has changed or bumped, you either want to reduce the amount of money that you play on it, or you just want to not place it, right? The easiest thing to do is just join the Discord so you can get these immediately. But, if you don't want to do that, I understand. But I'm just letting you know, like, it's going to reduce the value of these slips if the lines are changed, because, it makes it less likely that they're going to hit that projection. But anyways, on to the next one. We have a Tuesday at 2 p.m. and a Tuesday at 4 p.m. We have Grell to go more than 4.5, Trigger to go more than 7.5, Summit to go less than 5.5, and Audi to go less than 4. And again, we're just using 2 stacks of players from the same team, playing the same game, choosing them to both go more or both go less. So those things are correlated. We've got another Tuesday game, 4 a.m. So if you're watching this on Monday, you'll be able to get it. If you're watching this on Tuesday, you probably won't be able to get it. But you can run these two as a 2-man if you want. I personally don't do that, but you can choose to run Pan and Gavato as a 2-man if you want, if these two are off the board. So we got Doggo more than 4.5, Niket more than 0.5, Pan less than 7, and Gavoto less than 9. By the way, guys, you might see 0.25U. If you don't know what that means, it means 0.25 units. And this is how much money you should be putting on the slip. You might be wondering, like, well, how much money do I put on the slip, right? How much do I bet on it? And so if you don't know what U is, it just means units. A unit is 1% of your bankroll. So let's say you have $500, right? A 1 unit is 1% of that, which is $5. And so 0.25 units times 5 would be $1.25, right? If you have a $500 bankroll. On PrizePicks, the minimum bet size is $5. So unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to play it at the correct units. So just put the minimum, right? If you have a $500 bankroll or below, just place $5 on the slip. Please don't place more than $5 on the slip, guys. You want to spread out your money across different slips over the long term. You don't want to place a lot of money on one slip, because these slips, they are very, very profitable, but you're only going to hit around 12 to 13% of that. So, and that's really, really good, because they pay out 10x or like 9.5x sometimes. So, a 13, 14, 15% hit rate is really, really good, because that gives you an edge over PrizePicks. But, that means don't place a lot of money on one slip. You want to place a little bit of money on a lot of slips. Play these over the long term. And I'll be showing you guys the impact and the, success of playing these slips over the long term in a second, after I'm done giving these picks, of course. So next we have a 3 a.m. and a 4 a.m. stack. So I'll just put this up on the board if you want to tail it. A lot of people won't be able to get to this, so I'll just put it up here. Next we have a 2 a.m. and a 3 a.m. stack. Same thing, I'll just put it up. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to be giving you guys my pick for the Mavericks game as well. So if you don't want to bet these, it's no big deal. We got a 1 a.m. and a 1 a.m. stack for Tuesday. You guys can get that. And I think that's going to be it for these. I don't want to give out all the slips in the Discord. You'll have to join if you want all the slips immediately. I highly recommend it. You can go to the Juiced Wins channel, and you can see all these slips that we're hitting. This is today. This is today. This was yesterday. Another 10x correlation. We cashed this one as well yesterday. We cashed this one. Cashed this one. We cashed the 6x. 10x, 9.5x. This was Call of Duty. You guys get the point, We also have our member success channel, where we show the gains from each of our members. The members in the Discord show their gains, rather. This guy went up 102 units in, 10 days? It was absolutely insane. ASAP Ratatouille, he's up 2.6K in June alone. By the way, this is an app called Pickit that tracks your bets. If you guys are interested in downloading that, highly recommend it. We got Goat Food, 3.8 units already in 9 days. That's awesome. We got Hero up 2.1K in, 7 days? Yeah, you guys get the point. So moving on, let's go to the free pick for today in the Mavericks Celtics game. Well, it's less of a pick, but it's more of what I think about the lines. Honestly, this isn't a recommendation to bet either way. It kind of is, but It's just what I personally think. I think that there's no way that you don't bet on the Celtics money line in this game, and I'm going to tell you why. So here are the odds, the best odds that you can get for the game. You can get the Celtics at plus 108 on FanDuel. Mavericks, get them at, minus 113, minus 130, minus 125, whatever. The Celtics are clearly the better team here, and we all know that the Celtics are the better team. They look very, 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 very strong, and they have the entire playoffs. They are on a 9-game win streak. The Celtics have won 9 games in a row, and it is clear that the depth as well as the talent on the Celtics team, with the exception of Luka Doncic, of course, and sometimes Kyrie Irving, is just much higher than the Mavericks. And so Vegas is setting the line at, they're basically giving you plus money on the better team going into this home game in Dallas. And they're doing that because, number one, the general expectation is that a team is down 2-0 and they're really good. They're going back home. They should win the game, right? And maybe the Mavericks will win. But I believe that if you're getting the better team with a much more stacked roster at plus money, you absolutely have to bet this. This is really, really good value. It doesn't matter if the Celtics win or the Mavericks win in this game. I think that you would be a fool to not place this plus money bet on the Celtics. Vegas is literally taking advantage of the people who think, oh, well, I want it to be a good series, and I think the Mavericks are going to go home and take care of business because they're at home, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When in reality, the Celtics, let's be honest, they should be favored in this game. This is another rewind of, if you guys think back to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs versus the 49ers, the Chiefs opened at like plus 115, plus money. The best player in the league, by far, with the best tight end in the league, the best team in the league by far, opened at plus money. You were able to take the Chiefs at plus money. Honestly, that's a no-brainer, guys. A lot of people like to get cute and they want to bet on the 49ers because they wanted the 49ers to win, or, they thought they had the advantage or something like that. And honestly, guys, I say just go with the better team. I'm probably going to place like a 0.5 or maybe 1 unit play on the Celtics money line. And honestly, that's what I would advise you guys to do as well. So, yeah, that's my take on it. You guys can choose to ride with that or not. So to close out this video, I'm going to be giving you guys one more pick. And this is going to be on the Chalkboard app. If you guys aren't aware, Chalkboard is another DFS fantasy site. It's just like PrizePicks, but it has some cooler features that honestly makes it a little bit better than PrizePicks. One being that you can change the line. So if you don't like a line at, let's say, 20 points, you can actually move it down to like 18, or you can move it up if you feel more confident. You can move that 20 to 22 and get either a higher or slightly lower payout, depending on how many you change it. And the second cool feature about Chalkboard is that they will actually pay you to sign up for the app. So I'm really excited to announce, guys, that for the month of June, I'm going to be setting a personal goal and a challenge to get 100 signups on the Chalkboard app using my code DerekBets. Why? Because it helps to support the channel. Chalkboard will actually pay me if you guys sign up, use my code DerekBets, and deposit at least $10. So if you like my content and you want to support me, then sign up using my code, and you can tail my bets for completely risk-free. You guys can actually sign up for my winnable and get all of my NBA, MLB, and etc. picks going forward. These are going to be all my personal picks. These aren't going to be like the Esports PrizePicks plays that you see in the Discord. This is going to be what I feel about the money lines and the spreads and some player props and the MLB and the NBA. And like I said, this is completely free. All I have to do is use my code, sign up for, Chalkboard. I'm going to be promoting Sleeper as well. But yeah, I really want to get to 100 signups this month. So if you guys want to tail this pick completely risk-free, this is what I'm going with for today. I placed $150 on it. I have Luka Doncic to go less than 4.5 turnovers, and Al Horford to go over 1.5 assists. And the reason why I like this Luka play is because Luka has gone under his line in, I believe, 6 of his 7 last games. The only game where he went over was last game, where he had a dud. He had 8 turnovers, and they didn't play a really good game. But in this game, they have their back against the wall. They cannot make any mistakes, guys, in this next game, going at home against the Celtics down 2-0. And so as you can see, Luka is consistently not going over this line. He takes care of the ball really well. And as well as the Celtics are not really, I believe they're 20th in the league. I believe they're 20th in the league with defensive steals. So I like Luka to hold on to the ball this game and not have many turnovers. So that's what I'm going with for the first pick. Second pick, I have Al Horford to go over 1.5 assists. And I like this spot because he has gone over this in all 5 of his last game, guys. Consistently, he got 3 in a row, in 3 games in a row. In the other 2 games, he got 2. And so we're getting a 2.35x payout on this. So that is accurate compared to the sports books. We're getting good expected value. So I locked this in for $150. If you guys want to tail this completely risk-free, again, use my code DerekBets. Slap like $5 or $10 on this of your promo funds. Don't go crazy. I'm betting $150 because I have a larger bankroll. But, I suggest you guys play your units wisely, play your bankroll wisely, even if you're using this promo code. So that's going to end it for the video, guys. I've been recording for way too long. Hopefully you guys like these longer types of videos. I'm going to be putting out these in the future, and I hope that you guys come along for the ride. And I will see you inside of the Discord. Cheers.